goal is to really have young people prepared for that interview or that first job opportunity before they walk into the interview or your office. And so we do that by using a curriculum that was built by the nonprofit we spun out of, Chicago Scholars, and that curriculum is research backed by University of Chicago and many others. Dr. Harry Kramer's values-based leadership model, and all those things come together to really prepare young people. And then in platform, there's a real-time opportunities board.
Hello, welcome to EdTech Leaders. Today we have Jeffery Beckham Jr., Co-CEO of Reach Pathways, which leverages AI tools and a patented skills tree, aiming to improve career development by connecting students with job opportunities and support services. Welcome, Jeffery.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, doing well. So give me the brief rundown of how the platform works and what it does.
Yeah, so the platform, Reach Pathways, is an AI-based tool used to connect young people to opportunities that many of them may not typically know about. The tool was built for and by young people. So the very interesting and fun part about it is that it takes elements of things that young people love. Gaming, got badges, rewards, digital skills tree that looks like a map you might see on Duolingo or Mario Kart. And all of it's designed to really kind of mimic a lot of the experiences so many of the young people we target, 17 to 24, have grown accustomed to in playing the kind of front end of video game systems. So you log in, it's guided through an instruction set to help you understand how to navigate the interface, the UI. Users get to interact with our Reach E tool, which is our trained LLM that we have built proprietary to allow them to ask questions about what it's like to be a podcast host, or what do you need to do to ace that interview or that first job. The platform's goal is to really have young people prepared for that interview or that first job opportunity before they walk into the interview or your office. And so we do that by using a curriculum that was built by the nonprofit we spun out of, Chicago Scholars, and that curriculum is research backed by University of Chicago and many others. Dr. Harry Kramer's values-based leadership model, and all those things come together to really prepare young people. And then in platform, there's a real-time opportunities board where they can apply for the jobs, scholarships, internships, and hopefully get those things and maximize the outcome of their lives.
That's really cool. So they sign into a platform. There's training they can do. They can ask questions about both general skills like interviews and stuff like that, and also explore different kinds of careers.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It was born out of a nonprofit that worked to serve underserved communities, kids who are usually first gen or low income, but high performing, great GPAs. They got all the skills. They're ready to walk into the opportunities. They just don't know what they don't know. And so we wanted to build a way to democratize access to that information, those soft skills of, how do you work with a manager who may be asking you questions that you're not familiar with? How do you ask the hard things? And also some of the hard skills, like making sure you have the right resume, making sure your LinkedIn profile is good. So the quests that are in platform drive students through usually a few things they have to do, a bit of learning content that's video based, kind of like a TikTok style video built and for by near peers. Then they have to demonstrate mastery of the concept. So they have to do a step. You have to create your resume or build your LinkedIn. And then we use proof of concept by having them upload it to show that they did it. Now, as they complete these steps, they're getting what we call gems, or if you can think of them as points, that students can then use down the road to redeem for different things. We most recently did a $2,500 scholarship that's renewable for the course of their college career to help them through that journey. We also done tickets to Bulls games, concerts. We are working in Miami. We've got Miami Heat tickets in platform. So there's some very cool things students can get access to incentivize them to do and complete the steps in the platform. And then once that's done, they have the opportunity to then use and go to our opportunities board where those job opportunities are there. There are scholarships there. There professional development experiences there. There's leadership programs there, and just a wealth of things young people can have access to. Again, try to unmask those things so that they can find them and then, take advantage of them.
That's so cool. So there's like a video component, there's an AI component. Can they upload, let's say, their resume after they do it to get analyzed by AI and make suggestions?
They can upload their resume to get it analyzed, to make suggestions. The interesting part is we kind of put guardrails around it so that when they upload the resume, it'll give them feedback, but it won't write it for them. So now we know they can still go to ChatGPT on their own or whoever else they're using and have it written. But one of the pieces of feedback we have gotten from a lot of our career partners the last couple of years is that they're getting many of the same resume, right? Kids are going to chat and they're just dropping their, here's my major, build this resume for me. And so applicant tracking systems are all kind of keeping them scored down on the pile. And what we wanted to do was make sure that there was still that human side and component of using like functional critical thinking and having to do the thing or write the thing so that it's really your voice in it. And so the AI tool will give them feedback on that. We also have a tool that will work with them on interview prep. And so it does things like it can tailor a verbal interview based on the job description. So you can upload a JD you may have. You can say, help me prepare for this. It'll generate questions, and then the student will have the opportunity to actually answer those questions. It gives them feedback on eye contact, on their voice, on the filler words they may use, the ums and ahs. And it'll then give them feedback on how to remove some of those things. And they can do that over and over till they're ready. And then they can actually send that, interview to an adult peer or a mentor or a parent to get feedback from them as well.
That's great. So they do the training and then they're ready to start doing interviews. And so the connecting piece, is that kind of like a LinkedIn style
Yeah.
platform?
So the connecting piece is more similar to Reddit. So we decided to go after like a large forum message board where students can build groups around interest area. They can build it around their university. They can build it around hobbies. And the reason we decided that route was we got so much feedback around wanting to get like group feedback shared in real time. And so a student can ask a question about, and I answered one the other day. What is it like? And how can you tell a job, you got a job offer. How do you tell the company you got the offer from no, even if you might be interested in working there down the road, right? And so the students shared the feedback it got from Ricci, and it was asking the community if, does this sound like a good idea? And everyone was like, this sounds great. This is how you do it. And, that is the reason why in which we thought about like crowdsourcing feedback using the Reddit board. And also like it gives students a lot of freedom and flexibility around building shared interests in their community groups too as well. And so we've seen, young people as early as 10 and 11 years old use this. And we've got 22, 23-year-olds all in platform asking critical questions of one another and our Reachy tool.
So they use that sort of Reddit style board to connect with each other, help each other out, and then to connect with potential employers, they use the same system or a different part of the platform?
So the employer component's a different part of the platform. We have an opportunities board that is more of a really nicely designed, very well functioning jobs board where students can sort and filter about a myriad of different criteria. They can save jobs like they're used to doing, where you can bookmark something in Instagram, you can bookmark a job as a thumbnail and keep it, or you can apply in real time. And when you apply in real time, or if you save a job, for instance, and it's got a due date of 2 weeks out, the notifications real time will set up to make sure that it sends you a notification that you bookmark this, come back and apply if you're interested. It's here. Once they apply for the job and platform, we're notified as a team, our organization, and then they actually get another secondary notification to remind them that, keep an eye out on this. You may want to follow up just to make sure that they're doing the things to lock in that role and opportunity.
Cool. So let's talk about the company. Let's say comes to you and they want to connect with potential hires. How does that? Do they have a dashboard? What does that look like?
Man, Oliver, you are obviously well versed in this thing. Yeah, so the companies get a dashboard that is completely customizable to them. They can sort and filter. We built it. The intention was to make it very simple for companies, right? Because what we heard from a lot of our hiring partners is that they're overwhelmed with the myriad of, these HRIS systems where they have to come in and do a lot of heavy lifting. And so we actually have a back end AI platform, Reachy again, that will curate talent lists for them based on requisitions they can drop in, upload. It'll send them, here are some candidates they may fit the bill, or they can search based on, major demographic, school. Some they can even see the number and percentage of quests completed in different categories based on leadership competencies, and then these competencies align with the National Association of College Employers standards of like what are solid young leaders and leaders in the community doing, accountability, communication, um, self-reflection, adaptability, growth mindset, these kind of critical skills. You can say, okay, I want a kid that's got a CS major in the Midwest, and they've really focused on building out great communication skills. Sort, filter, you can pull those students, you can contact them in real time. You get their demographic information to reach out, and you get their resume.
That's amazing. So they're not flooded with just thousands of random resumes coming in. This does a lot of the work for them.
Yeah. I mean, we heard that LinkedIn told us that they get for a typical job role like 5 to 10,000 applications right now. So any way we can, help clear out some of the noise, that was the goal of why we built it the way we did.
So let's talk about the business side a little bit. Who your clients are, how you've grown, how many you have, where you want to go. Are the students or the coming to you, are they paying on that side? Are their schools paying? Is that free? How does that work?
Yeah, the general platform is actually free for any student who wants to sign up. So if you go to reachpathways.com right now and you enter your email in that web form, it'll take you right to the platform. As a student, you can use it for free. And we've partnered with a lot of colleges and community-based organizations around the country. Now, we do charge a small fee if, let's say, a org has a more structured program and they want to provide Reach with some tailored support for all of their kids. There's a fee for us customizing some programming. And then if you want to take it that level up, the next step, you can actually build out your own individual skills tree. And so we've got a couple partners and customers on board who are using it for thousands of students, and they're building out their own customized trees with specific skills that they want their kids to learn. So we develop and co-develop content with those customers. We actually bring them in, have them help. We talk through what are their goals and intentions and what are they hoping to track for with the potential young people they're working with. So that's kind of like the premium model on the student side. On the company side, typically there's a flat fee we charge as a SaaS model depending on the size of the organization and the number of roles they're trying to fill. And so we've been able to work with some very cool institutions. We've started really heavily with colleges. And so like University of Illinois, Chicago is using it for all of their transfer students they get annually, because what they found is that community and building community for transfer students is very difficult. They're usually coming in, they're midpoint through, they're just trying to get through. And so the goal with them was to use the communities tool and do career development, because a lot of those students also don't come in and feel acclimated to go to a career resource center. So how can we build out a quest? And one of the quests in the platform, one of the very first ones is you got to set up a time to go speak with your career resource center and talk to them about what your goals are here. You have to set up an appointment with your academic advisor to make sure you're on track to graduate within a reasonable amount of time. And so we've kind of co-developed those to support those, pool of students. We're working with a couple organizations in Miami, Local and Girl Power. Girl Power is a dynamic org, and they have young ladies who are, they're trying to expose them to careers in STEM. So we actually have as one of our tracks in the platform an AI fluency and literacy track that they're going to make sure all their young people take a hold of so that they get access to working with AI tools early on, well before they're in their career. And so there's a many myriad of ways where young people and organizations can use it to bolster and scaffold around programming they may be delivering already.
So they're using it to help the transfer students succeed, And are there other colleges and universities using it for their regular students as well?
Yeah, we're partnering the pilot with Trinity Christian College and a few other Midwestern universities we work with here, and most of them are, see it as an opportunity to offer another platform and resource to kind of scaffold what they're doing with students already. And so that's more of like the choose your own adventure journey, where a student can get access to the platform. They can do the quests are open, and so as they complete, the set number of quests, they can kind of go along the tree on themselves. When they get to the end of the first 5 or 6 sets of quests in the tree, it unlocks more. And so universities have used this as, let's see how it can help our, academic supports or career resource centers. We've got a couple high school pilots that are doing it and using it the same way in seminars. And so it's nice because I think we've got maybe 300 or 400 jobs in there through corporate partners already who are looking for talent. There's a few hundred scholarships there already, and we're not screen scraping like other tools to do to pull that in. We have relationships with those companies. We have relationships with the scholarship providers. The reason is we wanted to provide a tailored approach for young people to know that this is a safe and welcoming space for you. So the opportunities here are real ones and not ones where you'll get lost in a pool of resumes. Somebody's going to look at it. Somebody's going to make sure we know that this came through Reach, and we'll be able to give student feedback, feedback in real time, even if they don't get the opportunity. So that's the benefit and the beauty of having the relationships and leveraging those customers who want and are looking for talent, really highly curated talent to, have this system to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
You have students as young as 13, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this goes from 13 all the way up through college and after college as well, presumably.
Yeah.
On the revenues, most of the revenue then coming from companies. I mean, I know you
Yeah.
said some from the organizations and colleges, but most is coming from companies.
Yeah, our primary revenue target is companies. What's funny is out the gate, and this is one kind of the power of the pivot of running a startup. We thought like, okay, we'll sell to companies. That'll be our focus. We'll put all the energy there. And what we found is like a really great opportunity and partner have been colleges, especially like your mid-sized schools who don't have the big, large career service centers. Um, a lot of students looking for opportunities. And, what we found is it's been a great opportunity to pull those customers in and really sell to those individuals. I think the other great customer target that we didn't see directly were like larger national nonprofits, like ones doing student work, but maybe they're not doing careers work. They're doing mentoring or they're doing, STEM work. There's some other target area, and we can, come in and provide the career support and connection opportunities for those orgs who want to do that. They just may not have the people power.
So, how are you finding the new clients?
Right now, we were fortunate to have a nice set of warm leads because of Chicago Scholars. Chicago Scholars is a 30-year-old nonprofit that has a couple hundred college partners it works with, about 150 corporate partners. And so we haven't even in the year that we've really been up and really fully running, we haven't made it through those lead lists yet. We're still coming through those, and we are fortunate to have relationships there that make, that sales call a lot easier than cold calling. But we're still cycling through those. And so as we get to those, and like the next phase of that is like bringing on more salespeople to do the hunting for us. We want to do more external outreach, but the referrals from current customers have been phenomenal too. One of the fun facts is that a great data point. We thought it was wrong. We looked at our data and we saw 70% of our users return like within the first 48 hours to use the platform again. Our retention rate has stayed at about 70% of young people who come back and use the platform. Then we did more data. We were like, let's pull out all of our paid student advisors. Let's pull out all the let's just see if this is accurate. Because it's 70%. We were told, expect 15, maybe 20 if you're lucky. We stayed at, it was still 68%. Then we looked and started to do a deeper dive of how did young people find out about the platform? 24% were referrals. So young people are telling other young people to use the platform. I think that's an appealing opportunity, especially if you're a college or if you're an employer working with young interns and you want to get those young interns prepared and ready. You can use something that young people like and are referring to each other as a way to get the supports they need to be, ready for the workforce and the future of work as well.
That's great. So you have great engagement, and you have a classic network effect where the more students you use it, the more valuable it is. More valuable it is to colleges using it, and then they presumably are helping you sell to companies.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah, you're interested in our students. Well, use this platform. That's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah, yeah, especially in markets that we're not, coming out of Chicago. The colleges have been great referral sources to companies and businesses in their networks and regions. So we're in Chicago, but now we're in Boston, LA, Detroit, Miami. We're in 40 states, but those kind of core state cities I just named have been places where we've gotten like a major partner of sorts, and that partner has expanded our wings to the folks in their purview. So it's been nice to do exactly what you said, to use those warm leads and handoffs to bring more people in to the platform and more companies.
How many companies do you have signed on right now?
And so right now, platform there's about 141 companies using either the jobs board, like either submitting jobs, resources, and searching for students, and that's growing every day.
And students, how many?
We just crossed the 2,200 user threshold, which is great, and that's really in this version. So we had a version before that had about 5,000 users. We sunset that version for the newer version powered by AI, and we got this up very quickly. We're about to onboard another 640 students in a week, so we're gaining a lot of traction there. We're also the AI tool is actually featured on Evolve Me through American Student Assistance. And so once that goes live, that's access to 700,000 students across the country. And so we see the user additions grow every week. We're averaging about 100 to 120 new students a week right now, and that number continues to extrapolate and expand through those student referrals. So the traction is starting to take off, and hopefully we can get to that critical tipping point where that hockey stick just goes all the way up for it.
So what's your goal in the next 6 months or year? Where does it go from here?
Our goal for a year is 10,000 users, 500, 2 to 500 companies using the platform, providing jobs as customers. If we hit those numbers, that'll get us to about $400,000 in ARR, which was our goal for year one. We're already halfway there in just a few months of going out and doing our cold calling. So it's working. It's starting to build what we need. We want to be really intentional and and all engaged this summer because, in the fall, that's that kind of critical internship recruitment time. And so being ready to present and knock on companies' doors to support them, especially like we focus on STEM, finance, and healthcare out the gate, that's when they're recruiting. And so all of our efforts will be targeted for that season coming here very shortly. August, September, October will be, anywhere and everywhere we need to be to find partners and to continue to add students.
That's great. And the website to check out your platform?
www.reachpathways.com, and it's Reach Pathways on LinkedIn, Instagram, anywhere, TikTok, you'll find us. We're there, we're easy to find, and we're looking to partner.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Oliver.